Hey, you know what it is? Let's jump right into it. It's Joker News here. Tory Lanez's new lawyer helped Snoop Dogg beat a 1993 murder case. Yeah, it's crazy. Let's jump into this. So, Tory Lanez's new lawyer has a history of scoring major legal victories for rappers, having previously helped Snoop Dogg beat his 1993 murder case. Now, the Toronto-born rapper overhauled his legal team earlier this month after being found guilty of shooting Megan Thee Stallion in 2020, following a high-profile trial in December. Now, Tory parted ways with his defense attorney, George Megidson, and hired David Kenner as he gears up to appeal his conviction. Now, I don't do appeals, so we had to get somebody on board to handle the appeal, he explained to the Rolling Stones. Now, on the move, while there's been plenty of talk surrounding Kenner's history of representing Suge Knight in court, law, and crime, reporter Megan Cuniff, who covered the Tory Lanez Megan Thee Stallion trial, highlighted another of Kenner's death row records connections on Monday, January 9th. Now, Kenner's biggest claim to fame appears to be getting Snoop Dogg acquitted of murder, aka murder was the case that they gave me, she wrote on Twitter. He told me he has a video of Snoop at his 80th birthday party saying, "Without David Kenner, there'd be no Snoop Dogg." Now, Kenner's biggest claim to fame, of course, was that claim right there, right? But he was saying there'd be no Snoop Dogg. Now, just think about that for a second. Now, Kenner, now 81, represented Snoop Dogg during his high-profile 1996 murder trial, which centered on the shooting death of an LA gang member named Philip Wolder Marine 3 years prior. Now, Snoop, along with his bodyguard McKinley Lee, was charged with first and second-degree murder, as well as voluntary manslaughter and conspiracy to commit assault. Now, Snoop faced an additional accessory after the fact charge. So after 6 days of deliberations, the jury found Snoop and Lee not guilty on the murder charges, and the doggy-style rapper was famously photographed bowing his head and clasping his hands as if in prayer after the verdict was announced. Now, he was also addressed that the case on his 1993 song, Murder Was the Case, as well as the short film and soundtrack of the same name the following year. They made the right decision, Snoop, who was 24 at the time, told reporters while leaving the courthouse that this has been an ordeal that has affected our lives for the past 2.5 years. I was trying to figure out if I was going to be here to raise my son. Now, 50 Cent announced in December 2021 that he was developed a TV series about the trial called A Moment in Time, Murder Was the Case. However, he later revealed that the series was no longer in production at Starz and criticized the network for dropping the ball on it. Now, as for Kenner's history with Suge Knight, Cuniff pointed out that veteran attorney didn't represent the Death Row Records co-founder in the 2015 hit-and-run case that resulted in his 28-year prison sentence. He represented him in a robbery case back in the 1990s and got probation, she explained. Now, Kenner's hip-hop ties even run deeper, with Nancy Dillon revealing that he is also currently representing Fugees member Press Michael in his criminal conspiracy case, alleging Press helped Malaysian financer J. Lo covertly funnel money to U.S. politicians. Now, a court hearing has been set for Tuesday, January 10th, to finalize Tory Lanez's substitution of attorney, although any post-conviction motions are unlikely to be filled anytime soon. Lanez faces up to 22 years and 8 months in prison, as well as deportation to his native Canada. He's due to be sentenced on January 27th. And, you know, this is all just some, recent and big news that is going on right now. It's just crazy when you think about it that, something like this would be haunting that the Snoop Doggy Dogg rapper for 2.5 years with his bodyguard. And, there's just nothing they could do about it for the whole time. And then there's even more news of Snoop Dogg shows off his dunking ability at 51 years old. Snoop Dogg may be turning 52 years old in 2023, but the 6'4" rapper still has the ability to turn back the clock when needed. In what appeared to be a trip down memory lane, hanging with old friends over the weekend, Snoop showed that he still had some of the same athleticism inside his lanky frame that he had in high school by dunking a basketball at a Los Angeles gym. Now, a clip surfaced of Snoop Dogg taking off from the left baseline and throwing down a thunderous right-handed slam which sent everyone watching into a frenzy. Now, the Dogfather was visibly impressed with himself, being able to pull off the dunk in a pair of sweatpants and a puffy jacket. The ovation drew an ear-to-ear grin from Snoop. And, the Death Row legend is a diehard Los Angeles Lakers fan and played on the Polytechnic High School basketball team in Long Beach, California, according to ESPN. Now, Snoop was even recruited by several colleagues by several colleges for his basketball skills, but decided not to further pursue his hoops and dreams. Elsewhere over the weekend, Snoop hosted a reunion of sorts with high school friends in Los Angeles, where he and 4 friends recreated a photo from 35 years ago where they were classmates in 1988. Now, 5 friends who remained solid and stayed true to from 1988 on the left, 2023 on the right. Of course, love y'all, cause the West Coast rap icon wrote in his captions. Now, in another post, Snoop posed for a class picture with his friends and fellow alumni from Polytechnic High School, and Snoop graduated from the school in 1989 and embarked on his legendary rap career a few years later as well. Now, Snoop Dogg was also classmates with Warren G and Nate Dogg at Poly High, as well as actor Cameron Diaz, who he allegedly sold to back then. Sold weed, he said, even back then. Now, Diaz spoke on what it was like going to the same school as Snoop during an interview with George Lopez in 2011, saying, "We went to high school together. He was a year older than me. I remember him there. He was very tall and skinny, wore lots of ponytails, and I'm pretty sure I bought weed from him." But yeah, that's some recent news right there. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that like and subscribe, and we'll jump you up with another one.